This video is specially for people who are really trying hard to improve their communication skills. So how to improve your communication skills is our today's video. Let's get into that. There are specific things to do that can improve your communication skills. Number one, listen. People want to know that they are being heard. Really listen to people what they are saying instead of formulating your response. Try to ask for clarification or if you have any doubts to avoid misunderstandings. Let's say if you are talking to a person at the moment, that person should be your topmost priority and the most important person in your life. Why? Because that's where the healthy communication grows. Another point is to have one conversation at a time. This means if you're speaking to someone in the phone and you're typing an email, or if you're trying to reply to someone, then it's going to be a cluttered or it's going to be a messed up conversation. In all the ways, apart from listening, you should think that the other person is also hearing you out. Even though if you're struggling with the language or something, try to build up and try to catch up with the words so that it will improve gradually. Number two, it's very important that whom you're talking to. It's always okay to use acronyms or informal languages that like FOI, PFA or TTYL or something like that. We usually use in even though in a formal way. But like if you're working with a colleague, if you're texting with a colleague or mailing a colleague, or if he or she knows you better, then you can use these acronyms or short forms or anything. But if you are writing a proper mail or anything, you should be conscious about what you're saying. I just want to share something that happened not recently, in my last company. Okay, it was the starting of pandemic and COVID, so I was typing a mail requesting that I need work from home for next 3 days or 2 days. But like in the subject, I just wrote WTF instead of WFH. So I was like, WTF today. So I just wrote in the subject and I sent my mail to HR. And he replied me back in few seconds that Dharmi, can you please elaborate that subject? But autocorrection like played with me. I don't know how it came. So it's better to avoid acronyms always, like in their formal mails or something. So it's always better to avoid that. This is one way. Maybe you can be misunderstood with the acronyms, and the other way is other person might not know that, there may be different meanings for those different elaborations or elaborative words for those acronyms. Sometimes that might be misunderstood as well. Don't forget to spell and grammar check before you send a mail or you do a presentation, or if you're sharing screen or something. Just check your content again once or twice. It's better to always leave some half an hour of time to just review the spell and grammar check. You won't get it won't be a foolproof or something. So better check it before you send. It happens with me even now. Sometimes if I type, if the space bar might play, I might miss the singular plurals, and I might miss some grammar mistakes. It happens with everyone, but when I'm reviewing it, I can be easily able to find out that, because that's how, if we read it, we'll be able to find out the mistakes. If we are typing, sometimes we might miss mistakes. So it's better always to review. This one habit will allow you to avoid so many embarrassments that might happen in your life. Number 3, confident body language. So when you talk to someone, be confident, don't get scared, don't show up your fear even though if you have. This is very important for face-to-face meeting and video conferencing. Don't show up your scare, have a glass of water or a bottle of water near you. This has happened so many times to me, because whenever I'm talking continuously, my way of communication will be a bit faster than usual. So I try to cope up with the usual speed. Because of that, my throat dries so often, even though in the meetings, in the continuous presentations. So for that, what I do is I'll have a bottle of water near me. I just say, excuse me, just give me a minute. I'll have my water and then get confidence again. It's always good to get a break if you're feeling abnormal. And always try to keep eye contact to the other person to know that you're paying attention to them. Number 4, give brief and specific information. So if you're typing a mail, just use a pointers and don't send it like a bulk paragraph. Always don't ever type bulk paragraphs. That won't create a good attention. People might ignore your message just like that. So be specific in what you're giving, and also make sure that you're giving enough information in that text or communication. If you're going to type a big paragraph like this, it's very good to split it up like this, pointers, because we all might think that typing big paragraphs to people, like sending them, might attract them and ask them to reply, but that's not the case happens. They might see your message, but they won't be able to read all the big paragraphs that you have been sent, because they didn't get at such a time. Say they wanted to see some important information what you really need. But also you should not be very specific kind of thing. Like you should not send just like I need a job, I need this, I need that. So you should not send it like that as well. The first one you should consider is what you are going to talk about and what is really needed. Is there any suggestions from their side, or how I can take it, like how, and a request to reply within 2 or 3 days within ASAP or something, like requesting them to email or reply as soon as possible when they see the message. So make sure, and don't forget to thank finally, like whatever it is, thanks or some sort of signs that you have to mention. And note these important things. You should take notes whenever you talk to some person formally, or if you have something to do with the conversation, then don't forget to take the minutes of meeting. We always take in the usually in offices, but even though if normal notes is also enough, it doesn't need to be everything that you can note. Some important things at least that you need to remember, that you need to work on, a kind of feedbacks or reviews, you need to requirement sharing or something like that. You need to have proper notes to that, so that our brain memory, it feels like we can remember everything, but actually not. So it's better always to take notes when you're talking to other person, or if you're in a meeting. Number 5, treat everyone equally. Treat others as your equal, and try to give a positive response, or try to show up the positive attitude, so that your attitude won't be a barrier for the people to talk to you. If you do it, people of course will respond positively to you. It's okay if someone have misunderstood you, if it's okay if someone is not responding properly to you. Yeah, it is not only about the language or only about how you speak to people. It is not only about that. It has to grow gradually. That happens only with how you behave, how you approach people, how you help others. So similar way, if you are open to some things, like if you're open to help other people, automatically your communication gets better. How you respond positively without getting anger, even though if something frustrates you, how you're responding it with patience, like it all matters when it comes to communication. Hope this was helpful for you. Try to remember these things when you are replying someone, or replying mail, or talking to someone. It will be very much helpful to improve your communication skills. I'll meet you all in the next video. Bye bye.